Okay, I'm back. I took a lunch break. My sister called, and so I took a little lunch break, a long lunch break actually, and I'm back to it. And I'm probably going to paint in lips because I just want to see what they look like. I think I had decided to use a little black, but I think I'll just start with this Tuscan red. Like, I'm just going in full red. So let's just drop a little red in there. I don't need a lot, and I think I already put something in there, some Anita's. But she's looking cool, isn't she? She's looking cool. I think I need some of this Tuscan red around the edges, or maybe something even darker. I think so. I just need more pop, depth. Know what I'm saying? Depth. I was watching a show called The Queen's Gambit about, I guess, this girl who was amazing at chess. And I watched the first episode on Netflix. It's pretty good, actually. I was drawn into it right away. So, I guess she was a real lady who, her name is Beth Harmon, and she lived in the 60s. I guess she was, well, I guess it's set in the 60s. She's like maybe 8. And it's pretty good so far. So I think I'm gonna continue the series. I didn't think that it would be something I'm interested in that much, but I like a good, strong female lead. Why not? And I like the actress. She's the one that played the witch. I don't know if you saw The Witch. It was really good. And some other really good characters. She's a good actress. I can't think of her name though. She's got the wide set eyes. You'd know her if you saw her. But normally I watch The Umbrella Academy and like so much. I have no idea why I'm obsessed. Let's get moving instead of me just sitting here having a coffee chat with you. If I want to do that, I'd have to show my face. And I'm not set up for that. I'm gonna try this little fat brush. This is a good brush for the lips. It's the Insane Detail Wargamer brush by the Army Painter. So let's give this a try and see if I can control the lip, because sometimes the longer brush that I like to use for the eyes or for sharp lines like the eyebrows, I'm just sort of all over the place on this, aren't I? It's not good for the lip area. It just doesn't work. So I'm going in, I think it's Tuscan red, is that right? Yeah, Tuscan red in Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to go straight in and I'm going to fill them out. And I'll put more details in the lips, but I just want to kind of do placement. Anyway, the show is good so far. I'm not going to 100% recommend it, but I think it got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes if you're interested. So I ran out of paint. And I'm just going to get some more. So I'm going into the Anita's and then into the red. And I'm going to wipe off some excess because I don't want to get gunky. I don't want to get too much paint. I don't want the lips to get too thick. Okay, this is so dark, it might be dark enough that I don't have to do another color. Well, I mean, I might have to do some dark between, you know, some shading and highlighting. But I mean, as far as like the main color, I really like it. I like it so far. Let me pull in so you can see better. Come on. There we go. Favorite shows. I think I've mentioned it in another video. I really like The Haunting of Hill House. If you have seen it, it was so scary to me. And I'm naturally afraid of anything with like scary ladies in it that are in some white gown with long stringy black hair. Just just scares me. I think it comes from The Exorcist, and I'm never probably ever going to watch that again. So, the first time I watched Hill House, I had to watch it a little at a time because it was just so scary to me. I was in the day, and I kept on looking down my hallway, thinking I was going to see the broke-neck lady. It was just terrifying to me. And then my stepdaughter moved into the house with us for a short time, and she watched it with me. And the second time I saw it, it wasn't so bad. It was because I knew the story by then, and I understood what everything was. I don't know. I just thought it was so beautifully done. A really good story, but scary. Then I waited and waited patiently until the next season, and they aren't doing them in sequels. They're just doing a whole nother story. So this one was called The Haunting of Bly Manor. And I didn't think it was as scary. I thought the storytelling was really good. I thought the characters were really good. The acting, the scenery, all of that business was really good. And I liked it. I didn't like it as well as Hill House. I didn't think it was as scary as Hill House. But there is this lake lady, and she scares me. She scares me. She's like, I was thinking it would be really cool to make a series of dolls, based on these terrifying characters. And then I thought, nah, they're going to be stuck in my house. I've talked about this before. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I talk to my sister, and I don't remember what I talked about with you guys. But it's definitely worth seeing. I really liked it. And then, of course, my obsession with watching endless episodes of... I feel like there's a hair there. There is. I'm going to have to get tweezers. So there's no way I can get that. All right. I don't think her lips are big enough. There's teeny tiny hair right there. Okay, I got it. I personally love it so much, and I've watched it. I've started it over after it's over to start it from the beginning again. I like the music. I think a lot in it, and I don't know. I just like the story. Maybe it's because it's a dysfunctional family, and I just enjoy the story, and it's not scary, so it takes the scary off my mind. So you can see I'm just keep on building up on this lip because I want to make it bigger. I've got like this little tail on the end of that brush that's giving me trouble. Alright, well, I'm going to have to match up the sides. As soon as I get one side where I'm like, yeah, I like that, and then I make the other side a little different, and there's going to be huge lips by the time I'm done. I like that. I'm going to try to get that bowed out. Look. Pretty close, pretty close. All right. I think almost. I think it's almost there. So I made my own version of chicken and dumplings last night, meaning I didn't really read a recipe. I just made them, and then I was talking to my husband, and I was like, I put peas and carrots in it. And he was like, I don't think peas and carrots go in it. I was like, well, I think it'll be okay, though. You know, it's not like it's a big deal. And he was like, yeah, it'll be fine. So it wasn't the chicken, and it wasn't the peas and carrots. It was that I didn't make homemade dumplings. Now, my mom used to make them with Bisquick, where she just mix up the Bisquick and drop them in there, and that's what I liked growing up. And I can't remember if she put peas and carrots in it. She may not have. I just don't remember. I'd have to ask her. And then my husband likes this kind that's like where you roll out the noodles and drop them in. So usually that's what I make. And we were talking about it, and he was like, you know, I've seen a recipe where you can use crescent rolls. And you can just get the crescent roll sheets, and roll those out. Look at that. Yes. Anyway, I did it. I rolled it out with a pizza roller. I dropped it in the boiling hot chicken broth, and they just basically dissolved into nothing. That was not good. So don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Okay, so I'm going to leave the lips alone for now because I just need a rest from them. And I'm going to go into looking at going back to this eye. I'll get to this one. But this one needs some eyeshadow, don't you think? I think that would be really, really fun to do some eyeshadow. So, I know I want to do something smoky. Maybe I should use some, should I go straight black? Should I go green? Let me look at my pan pastels. Oh, I'm going to try something different today. I have one of these doodads. And I'm going to try to do my eyeshadow with it. I don't know. We'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll quit. But these are the colors I picked out. And I'm going to make that smoky look. So maybe I'll do the green first, and I'll just put it right on the eyelid. I didn't have any darker green than this. This is my darkest green, so. So I've never used this thing before that I can remember using it. I just dipped it right straight into the black. My only concern will be to try to keep the black off of the rest of the face. You know, so I don't want to drop it. Okay, let's make sure you can see. That would be nice, huh? All right, so. So that's like a super dark. This thing's pretty cool. And I'm just going to draw it right up underneath. That looks good. This is definitely what I'm going for. But what I need up here is some of the red iron oxide for transition. Color. I better remember this when I do the other one, right? And then some white. And I can't do the white with that because I need one of these guys. My fuzzies. I need a clean one. Alright, well, this one's not particularly clean, but I kind of wiped it off. So I'm going to put the white on with this one. And then let's get a brush and just sort of blend those two together. Okay. Oh. Ooh, see, this was what I was going for. This was seriously what I wanted, with some big lashes, I think. Kind of get that. The white's going to fade out, of course. Now I'm going to put some of that white around. I think I'll use a pencil. I'll use the Prismacolor and exaggerate the white here. All right, and I think one of these has, let's see, that looks black. They both look dark. I wanted to do a little bit of the red iron oxide, just like right here. I like using this thing. It's kind of interesting. I don't want it to get too dark though. I mean, it's okay if she's smoked out, you know, but it looks like I got a little dark there. And I don't think white is going to save me. Maybe a little bit. Okay, and then maybe, I can't tell which side is which. Maybe up the nose a little. Just a little. And then just define that little bit around the edge of her nostrils. Okay. Well, she's coming out so cute. All right, so I guess that's it. That's it. I'm done with that. And I really can't do that, I don't think, until I finish painting it. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I'm being so weird. We've got the weird me today. Maybe I'll use the pencil to just kind of define very lightly around the edges of the lips. And then I'm going to put some white. I'll clean up this thing and put some white on the tip of the nose. It's just so easy to lose it when you spray it. Okay, well, she doesn't need it over there, but over here I think she needs a little bit of definition underneath her cheekbone, just to kind of draw it in a little bit. Because she is very cheeky. That one you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. Right? Let me just sort of buff that out. Okay, that looks cool. A little bit above the eyebrow on this one. And you know I'm going to be forced to go ahead and just do that other eye. I don't know why I'm not. I think probably what I'm going to do is go in and do some more definition around this. That's what I'm going to do next, but I got to put these away, so watch them disappear. And just like that, it's gone. So let's define the edges of the burn marks inside. So I'm going to add some black and the dark red. Wipe that off a little bit. And I'm going to put that, let's get closer, like right around this part here, just to make it seem deeper even. And I'm going to take the red next and gradiate that out a little bit so that it's not too dark. You know, I want to make it like get lighter as it goes toward the middle. Okay, next one. just seems like every time I look at them, they're a little bit lighter than I thought they were when I was working on them last time. You know, and I want to make sure that they stand out well. And they look deep into the face. I'll probably have to come back in with a bright red again. But as I go, you can see it's starting to really build up. Just more definition. Okay, that looks even way grosser. So I'm going to come back over here and do the same thing. And over here. And then of course the neck. Don't want to forget the neck. Neck, yeah. Almost out of black, so. Can you guys see the neck? It definitely needs more red. Okay, so now what I want to do is take that. I don't think I'll use this brush because it seems a little too, I don't know, I'll try it. I'll try this brush. It seems like it's holding color too much. I want it to be very loose, very wet, to like build up those edges. And that might even be better to do with more pan pastel. So I'll just go over it with some pan pastel. It definitely looks angry. Like an angry wound. How am I doing, guys? Are we getting gross enough yet? I do want to have a little bit of grossness coupled. I guess that necklace is it's not going to work. I'll look in my treasure box of stuff and see if I have anything that would look good. We'll see. I was going to do a collar, but I don't know if I will now. So she's really coming along nicely. And I love her burns. They're super gross. And I'm going to make myself paint this eye. So let's remember the colors that I used. I think my main colors, my paintbrushes are moving, no, I didn't like that one. I liked the apple. I liked this one. That dark weird green here. And the yellow. So these are my main colors for the eye. But I did use the darker green to do the outside iris color. But now I just need these colors to finish the job on the other eye. Because I've already started it. So I just need to make sure that I get all of these colors that I like the best. And then I can go ahead and do the other eyeshadow and spray it, and then I can do some eyelashes. That'll be fun. Big eyelashes. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to get a paper towel and cover her so I don't get any paint on her body. All right. This is pretty cool. And I think because this black is from the Liquitex acrylic gouache, I better put a little bit of, this is gonna dry out. Where is it? Okay, I found it. I need to put a little bit of Anita's in there. That will dry right up on me. I don't have time for that. We want to get this other eye done. The other eye is always so much harder, you know? So much harder. Being a baby about it. I'm going to try this brush for a minute just to see how I feel about it. If I don't like it, I'll switch back to my other brush. All right. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Okay, let's go with we're gonna go with some burnt sienna and come back in here. I don't think I got any white on my palette. I'll have to get that out in a minute. Okay, I don't hate this eye. I'm not sure if it's the right size. I'll know in a minute. Let's come back in with some apple right on top of that so it doesn't get too dried. Okay, let me wipe off some of the extra. Okay, and burnt sienna. I'm not sure about this brush. I think there's more black on this side. Yeah. Right. I'm pretty sure I can't do the rest of this without white. So, it is what it is. Let's grab some white. I don't need a lot, but I definitely need some white. Of all the colors, the white wants to water down the most. Don't know why. As soon as I put the Anita's in it, it just breaks that white apart. Okay. I think that this eye is this iris is a tiny bit bigger than the other one. So I'm going to take the white and go around the edges. Well, that's not what I meant to do. I'll have to come back and fix that. Okay, let's get that fix that mark I just made with white. I think I can go up a little bit with black at the bottom there. I think this might be a little bit shorter right here. Let's try that again. I ran out of paint. Okay, if you look at it, it seems to me that this here is a bit wider. Let me add the white highlight so I can kind of see where my mistake is. It might help to illuminate it. So I'm gonna have to fix that with black, but I have to let it dry. I'll put some white down here, like right around here. And then I think there needs to be more green in this corner over here. Sometimes you gotta hold your breath. Okay. More green apple. Right there. Seems like it's too much. Take some off. Kind of like blend them together. And I need the gold. There's no gold in there. And it's just going right between the green apple and the burnt sienna. It's right in there. Okay, so let's look at it now. And would you say, I think maybe if I do more shading, it's the shading that's missing. In that corner. And I know I did like a gray and white. I don't know if I did it on both eyes, but I think it might need a tiny, tiny bit of gray and white right here. Maybe more black over here. That looks too light. Whew. Well, the lack of oxygen seems to have helped. I think, oh, I gotta do the eyebrow. I think I'm okay. I can't tell. I think the iris, the pupil is bigger on that one than that one. I think. Let me look at it really close. Let me expand it a little bit with the burnt sienna. Let's just expand it out a little bit more. And that might help. Definitely need some up in this corner. Okay, let's fix that. shine with black because it's a little splotchy. Let's make it more perfect. That's a little bit better. Alright, so I think it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my liner and my chocolate, melted chocolate, and apple barrel. I'm going to put all these colors down at the bottom for you, the main ones that I used. I might just skip like the kiwi and the gold, the green citron, because I just feel like I painted right over it anyway and didn't really use it. So I think you can get all the results from the, I think it's 4 colors I used in the eye, not including black and white. Alright, let's see here if I can get in here and make some eyebrows. I absolutely love doing dolls. But when it comes to the really tight detail work, you know, I do feel oxygen deprived. It's a lot of breath holding. And if you watched all of the series I did with the third eye, I am so sorry. I was in the weirdest way with that doll, and I'm super grateful that it's done. I have to tell you, the client is happy with her. I think she came out really good. It's not bad. It's just, oh my God, I just fought the whole process. I don't know why. I guess, like I said, I think I just wasn't in the mood to finish it up. I don't think I was in the mood to paint in general last week. I wanted to do anything but paint. And that's okay. If you don't feel like painting, you know, there's always something else to do. I was working on the Sarah Sanderson corset, and it gave me the worst time. And I made a decision at that moment that I don't want to repeat myself. And it's not like I think I said this before, that I don't like to repeat myself with that costume. Was really an eye-opener because it didn't want to happen again. I'm a beginner's luck kind of girl. I've mentioned that before. I just make it go. I just move on to the next thing. But I think it might have something to do with the fun aspect of it. And here's the sad thing. You get better at stuff the more you do it. Or you're supposed to. Well, with sewing, it applies to me sometimes. But not with that Sarah Sanderson corset. It was just not my friend. And it's fine now. I mean, I got it done. Thank you. I haven't done the skirt yet. I'm really close to finishing that, though. And that'll be another series, too, because I've recorded most everything that I've done. So you'll be able to see. I don't know if I think I probably didn't. I hope I didn't do any cussing. Alright. Well, I think that's good. I waste a lot of paint, don't I? I mean, it's dollops. It's just dollops. It's okay. Let's do this part. What do you say? I'm excited. I'm just gonna scoot this over here, and all those colors coming back. Let me move this paper brushes out of the way. Goodness, everything is just out. Okay, they're all back. And I'm going to go ahead. I've got my little tools here. Can't decide which ones. I think, is that the green one? Yeah. So I'm going to go in with green first, right here. I need a brush to keep it clean. And then black. Let's make sure I'm in frame. This thing works pretty good. I might want to invest in some more of these little doodads. I'm really quite liking it. Woohoo! All right. Flip it over and go with the red iron oxide for transition shade. And I know I went down the nose a little bit, but let's do the white first. I know I put more dark down. Let me grab that pencil. I'm trying to remember everything I did. Okay. Ooh-wee. And I'm going to take some white on both sides and do some highlighting underneath. That's both sides. But pretty soon I'm going to be spraying this. Okay, and I'm going to take that same tool into the... I'm going to wipe off a lot of the red iron and just sort of blend this down the nose like I did last time. Make sure I get these done good, a little bit there. And I feel like there's too sharp of a line above each of the eyes. I mean, I love the look. I think I need a little bit more highlighted above the cheekbone on this one where I can see. And I've lost some in the cheek area here. And I'll have to do the same thing over here. And that's as far as I can go. And I know I put some white above that eyebrow over there. Okay, so I guess blending is what I have to do between these two colors. So I'm just going to kind of do little circular motions to try to bring them together. That's a little better. Same thing over here. That's a little better. Okay, so I think it's time for me to spray her and then evaluate the eye sizes and things like that and make sure that they're right. And I think all of these can probably go away. Okay, she's sprayed and she's still drying. As you can see, she's all sprayed and everything like that. So eyelashes, and of course I should probably, I don't know if I'm going to bother doing her nipplies because she's just going to be wearing, I don't know. I mean, I went that far, didn't I? I guess I could. Let's see, what have I got over here? Do I have what I need? I do. I have everything I need, so I'll just go ahead and do it. So I'm going to use one of my less popular brushes here that I've used a bunch of times and now it's not as good as it used to be. I'll mix the white and a little bit of this red Let's go ahead and paint the boobs while everything else is drying. Not dark enough. Okay. I want them to be green. Okay, here's the question. Does she need freckles? Maybe I'll ask the client that rather than me doing it myself. I'll ask the client. Okay, I really want to do, I know I have to do, I should probably do lashes first because I still have black paint on the palette and it looks good. Still looks pretty good. So let me grab my, let's wrap her up again. Okay, let's do those lashes, and I want them to be really big and fanny. All right, so just a little bit more breath holding. Well, you know what? There's a hair on there. Let's see if I can get that off before I do anything else. I think it's gone. Black. I want to touch up my black eyeliner. Make sure it stands out really good. I see separation in my brushes. I do not like that. I feel like I went too far down. Am I wiggling around too much? I'm very sorry. I'm sure it's fine. I think the key is to keep the paint fresh, you know, just keep going back and getting some more because the MSC really grabs it too, you know, it grabs the paint and soaks it right in. Those are some big Betty Boop eyes. This doll would actually, I'm sure somebody's done it, make an excellent Betty Boop. I mean, it looks like kind of like Betty Boop, doesn't it? Okay, so seems like I've got one that goes down. Kind of like that. Okay. And then over here, whoa, that was a big one. I guess I gotta make a big one over here to go with that one. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted her makeup to be really with big lashes, big everything. And I think I achieved that. Clean off the brush. You know what that means? That means I get to get some, put some goopy goop in there now. Pretty excited about it. I don't know if you can tell. So while that's drying, I have some luster. That's for inside the wounds. And then I have, where's my Mod Podge? Mod Podge. So I have the matte, which never really dries purely matte. So I have the matte first. Uh-oh. Where are we? It's stuck. Gotta unstick it. Okay, there we go. I don't need a lot. So let me grab a clean brush. Oh, it's too stiff. This is fine. This is kind of big, actually. Let's see if I've got something better. Yeah. I don't want it to be too big, so I can have more control. So here is my Mod Podge. I'm going to go ahead and cover all of the wound in Mod Podge. I want all that to look kind of like that weird like shine that scars get. Okay, down her neck. And too much there. This baby. And then this. I feel like there wasn't enough of that. Okay, let's let that dry and see how it dries. And then we'll put the shiny in next. Still waiting for the eyelashes to dry too. They're not totally dry. This looks so cool. I still have to do the back. Boring. But I mean, it just needs some shading and stuff on the arms and things. And then this is where I'm gonna have to come up with the legs, because the boots come up to about here. And they're already pretty tall boots. Because I was thinking, would that be a good idea to put this here? But I think I'm just gonna shade the legs, you know, with some pan pastels to match the body in the front and the back. But still waiting for this to dry. And I think if you look at it, you can see it starting to get, it's just a subtle shine. It's not super shiny. Just that weird scar shine. Okay, so then I'm going to take the luster and put that inside the inside parts of the wounds so they'll look more wet. And a little goopier. Just on all the red parts. Okay. Middle of this one. And these guys. Okay. My next decision is how I'm going to do the eyeballs. Do I want to just do basic sealer, or do I want to do something else? I think just basic sealer, but I'm not going to do that yet because it's terrible to photograph. I was going to say when I did the, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but when I did the last doll, I should never have sealed it before I took pictures. It was a nightmare trying to get good pictures. The light was reflecting and it was just way too shiny. All right, let's really quickly, let's see what time it is. It's only 2:30. Okay, let's really quickly do the rest of the body shading, and then I'll take her hair down because I'm really excited to see her like this. I'm so excited. And then it's really going to be fun. I'm having a hard time getting her to stand, so we'll see how that works out, but it's not really working out. And I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put a little bit of polymer clay around where her boot stands so that it'll help stabilize her. That's the plan. Let me go do this and I'll be right back. I'm just going to clean up and pull out the pan pastels to get her. I think I already sprayed her back and her legs and her arms. So starting out on a pale doll with what's the color called? Burnt sienna tint. So this is a good color for the, paler Caucasian dolls. I would still use it a little bit with darker dolls, but I would use this color, the regular burnt sienna. No, is that what that's called? Burnt sienna shade, burnt sienna shade, burnt sienna shade, and burnt sienna tint. That's all in the family of skin tones that I would use when doing all different shades of dolls. So I'm just going to cover her. I'm trying not to touch where I'm doing the pan pastels. Just want to coat her down a little bit. And I'm not trying to change her color or anything like that. And I'll cover her face when I spray. I'm just highlighting and shading her, and that's it. And mostly using burnt sienna. That was a little dark. Burnt sienna tint and red iron oxide as my two colors, mostly. I think that'll be good enough to get what I want. Okay, let me define some of the parts of the leg here. And then I'm going to use the red on the top of the knee there, just a little bit. Okay. I make such a mess. Oh, you guys can't see at all. I put some red on the knees. That's what I did. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm trying not to touch her where I'm shading so I don't wipe it off with my fingers. I'm just going to go down a little bit. I think you can see some of this through the boots. Let me flop her around and get the back of her calves. I am really sorry. I'm trying not to dip her inside the in the pan pastel. I'm trying for her not to lay down in the pan pastels. I don't want her to lay in the pan pastels. And so I'm holding her away from them, and then like you're not seeing what I'm doing. So sorry. Okay. Let's get those forearms. They need something. Even if it's just a little bit of color, it doesn't have to be a lot, just to kind of breathe some life into it. Same thing over here. Putting that burnt sienna shade helps temper the color that you put on so it's not so strong. Let's put some red at the elbows. I'm just trying to flesh her out a little bit. I know most of that will be covered, but that's okay. Okay, so all I have to do now, I think, is spray her. And she is really, really close to done. Just move this guy out of the way, lay her down, and then I will go spray her. And other than touching up those lips, I think this doll's pretty much done on finding her hands. I think I know where they are. Okay, she's sprayed, and I think it's safe to take her little hair thingy off, so let's do that. All the spray, it's sticking to the thingy. I'll put this away off camera, but let's do the unreveal. Sometimes when dolls have bangs, it messes up their bangs putting that on, so I'm going to have to try to fix them. I knew that would be an issue, but it can be fixed. I just have to coax them back into place with a comb, and some styling stuff. It looks like they just really went off the rails. But it's not a surprise, I'll just put something like a rubber band or something over it to hold it down. They don't even look that bad, that they're not total bangs. But I want a bang, so I'll get one of these little elastics and just make sure they're laying down. It's not exactly perfect, but look how much it covers of her wound on her side of her head. Even some of that. But I think just like when I put the thingy on there that pushed them back, this will help push them forward. So I think I'll probably curl the hair with like some beachy waves. I think that's what I'm planning on doing. But this is what she looks like for the most part. And let's see if that worked. Ew, what do you think? That looked gross, huh? Okay, so now that she's mostly done, like I said, I might go back and revisit again. I can go back to the costume, which right now is still Where's Waldo, and that's not what we want. And I'm thinking, I had that little brown skirt, but I'm also thinking I'll just use this as an example because I'd have to make it bigger than this, I think. Well, I can't get it up there right now, but I was thinking about like a little skirt instead. You know what this reminds me of? Pirates. Pirates or Where's Waldo, or of course Elf on the Shelf. Anyway, we're going to distress this now. This little tiny bit of stuff, we're going to distress that. So let's just set her aside. She's done her job for the day, and I think she looks really cool. Okay, so now it's time to distress these couple of pieces. I know I have more stuff to make. I'm undecided on the skirt. I think I'm going to confer with the client to see what she likes. But for now, I know that we had discussed this top. So what I'm going to do without trying to damage myself, I got to figure out how to do this. Maybe I'll put it on a bottle or something. Nothing too big. Let me see. Is this closed enough? Put it on a bottle or something like that so I don't hurt myself in the process. Let's see how it holds up. So to distress it, I'm going to use a fingernail file, and I'm just going to go at it with the file. I still have to paint it, but I thought if I painted it, it would just rub it off. So I thought I'd just wait till after. I don't know how that's all going to work out. I guess we'll find out together. And honestly, this was such an easy thing to make that if it doesn't work out the first time, I can do it again. It's not that big of a deal. It didn't take that long. So I'm just distressing it out, and it's just basically a file to make it look older and raggy. And you can see that that's working out just great. Okay, so I may have to take this in a little bit too, as it is a tad bit big. Or I'm just going to attach it to these once they're on. So let me see, I need something, a bigger paintbrush. And I'll do the same thing here, protecting my fingers and just ragging this out with a, I would love to get a hole in that. Whoa, careful now. Let's not tear it. It's getting a little crazy there. Sorry, brush. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's do the other one. Be careful on the edges there. I almost ripped it open. I might have to cut it to get some holes. I don't think I'm getting any holes on my own. That's okay. Let's see here. Where are my little scissors? I don't know where anything is. I should probably look though real quick. I don't know where they are, but you know what? Let's just try to pull a hole in it. Nope. Okay. Found them. Okay, so let's just make a couple of little snips there. Like that. And then when I can make them look like they're supposed to have naturally occurred. You know? So, there we go. Okay, there's a couple there. And then this one I just went to town on, just really hardcore. I think I made a hole on that one. Go. All right. So I don't know if I want to put a hole in these before, because I don't want her nipple popping out. So just being honest. All right, next we're gonna have to paint these. So I guess I'm back to putting this on here and getting my fabric. So I'll try to keep this over here. Let's move this girl away. So for the green, I want it to be a dark green. And I know I was looking at a lot of different greens. I wonder if this marsh green would be dark enough. But you know, it probably would be if I added a touch of black to it. So let's just do that, and a teeny tiny bit of black paint. Just an itty bitty amount. And this is just Anita's craft paint. I just wanted, well, I'm not going to get anything. This is real life. So, I had to put a little hole in it. I just need a drop. There it goes. Okay, so where's my, it's any paintbrush. I'm just gonna mix that up. So that looks like a nice mushy dark green. Wonder if I'm gonna have to paint the red too. They look pretty faded. So I need my, and I know I already pulled it out, it's over here. I need to find some more of this stuff. Fabric painting medium. I couldn't find it at Hobby Lobby or online. I was like, do they not make this anymore? Because this stuff is amazing. So I think that's enough. I don't need a lot. It just keeps the paint from being stiff. It makes it more flexible. So that's a nice murky green. And let's try the, I'm going to try this brush because it's flat to make some, make my white green. So wish me luck on this. Let's try some glasses. It would have been so much easier had I found the perfect fabric, but there wasn't anything that was small enough. So I think what I'll do, I think this turned out to be like the absolute perfect color of green. It's just like that murky green. When I was doing it before with the marker, it was just too pale. But I think I'm going to have to go over the red as well. And I wonder if that's going to ruin my distressing. I kind of have this stretched out so that, you know, when it stretches over her, it won't show white in between. Should be fine. Okay, at this point, the audio is going to change just a little bit because I decided it would be better just to sort of speed through some of this part. It's just me painting. And I think it's self-explanatory. I just went ahead and I guess I couldn't get the words out. I just went ahead and finished up the marsh green and that's mixed with a little black, and then I went back over it with Tuscan red too, over the red. I had to. The red was just too light, and it just, I don't know. It didn't look like a dirty red sweater to me. So I did that, and I think it came out pretty good. And then I went ahead and did the sleeves. But I kind of took this video a little bit out of order. You're going to see up here in just a minute, I'm going to make the rest of the dress for it because talking to the client, she was hoping for a dress rather than that little skirt that I was going to do. So I went ahead and just did the dress, but if you'll look in the video, you'll be able to see that the doll already has her glove on, but that's not going to be until the next video. I just went ahead and separated it because I wanted to be kind of cohesive, finishing up this costume in this video. So what I did was I just laid down the fabric. I'm thinking there, but I just laid down the fabric and I basically just cut it out around her body, and then I just cut 2 pieces of that and sewed it up on the machine because there was enough, you know, it would take forever to hand sew those 2 pieces. So I just went ahead and ran them up on the machine and it was fine. And checked it on the doll to see if it fit. And of course it did, fortunately, fit. And then I just had to sew those 2 pieces together. And then of course she'll have a slit in the front of her dress when it's all done, but I have to just dress it just like I did with the other pieces and connect the 2, and then that's pretty much it. And then I decided when I was talking to the client about the 2 pieces being, you know, just being one dress, I thought it would be really cute to make a little corset to go that matched her hat. And so that's what I ended up doing. And I just take a piece of the fabric that I used, the faux leather, and just held it there and thought, yep, that's gonna work, you know, and it matches her hat. So I painted this as well, and it's the same thing. It's the marsh green with a little black mixed in it and some of the fabric paint additive, the medium. I need to find more of that. I haven't been able to find it online. It's weird. And I looked also at Hobby Lobby and couldn't find it there. So I really need to find out where I can get some more of that, because it's so helpful to be able to just mix it with acrylic paint and boom, you have fabric paint. So I go back over all of those red and kind of like even out my lines. And I don't mind if my lines are uneven. It's supposed to be a red, you know, a red and green dirty sweater look. And I think that I achieved the dirty sweater look. So with the hair, I wanted to wrap the hair up and do like loose beachy waves using my hot iron, not my hot iron, but my, I'm drawing a blank of what they're called. Straight iron. Boy, that was really hard. Anyway, it melted the hair. I did a test run and it didn't work out. So permanent rod style, I just used drinking straws in different sizes because I didn't want it to be uniform. I wanted them to be kind of erratic. So I just rolled, but I did roll the hair all back if you look at it. And I use permanent rod papers, perm rod in papers, and just spray it with a little bit of water and just roll it right up and just connect the 2 with bobby pins. And I've been doing it that way forever, and it works great. Saran hair, I guess this is what this is. Saran hair is basically plastic, so it just reforms with heat. And I know a lot of the YouTubers I've seen do it with the straight iron, but I think they're using mostly yarn hair, and of course it works great on yarn hair. And this doll already had great hair, so there was no reason for me to bald her. She didn't have any ookiness in her hair. It was fine. Some of those Monster Highs and Ever After dolls have that waxy stuff inside their head and it leaks out into the hair, but this one didn't have that problem, and the client liked the hair, so I just kept it. And when I did the boiling water, I made sure that it didn't touch any of her face. I'm just really careful with that. I usually do it in a little teapot, or sometimes I use a glass measuring cup in the microwave. But as long as you have a good pour, you can avoid the face, and that's what I did. It's going to steam up a little bit, but as long as you don't pour the boiling water right over it, it should be fine. So this is came out really cute. I'm just kind of loosening up the curls, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So she is so, I know you probably, I'm sure you already saw the video. It's just like a little minute video of her all completed. So I'm really happy with how she turned out. And the client wants another one. She wants Michael Myers. And I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing these kind of videos, or if you want to see me create the Michael Myers doll. You guys let me know in the comments if you are interested in me doing that process. Otherwise, if you're not, I'll maybe make just a short video of it instead of one of these long drawn out ones. But I am already looking at gathering what I need. I have to make a staircase, and I have to, I don't think I can do that mask. I think it would be really hard to do the mask. So I'm going to try to find a Michael Myers doll in scale. And then I could just, you know, I'll figure it out from there. But anyway, I think that would be, it's going to be really cool. And I'm going to use a different face, but another Ever After doll for the same thing. I hope either that or a Monster High, but it should be fun. Anyway, she is so close to being done at this point. Here I just sewed up, I just cut them in 3 pieces and then sewed up a couple to give it that corset look. And then I'm just going to hot glue the back on. It's not going to have snaps or anything, because this one is not going to be a removable costume. There's no reason for it. So I just used my little hot glue gun, and I love this little detail glue gun because I can put the glue right where I want it and it doesn't come out like in a big glob. So I really recommend it. So I was having some trouble getting it tight enough, but there we go. It worked out. And the corset's not technically glued to the dress. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, because you could always just remove the corset if you wanted to. And the dress is removable. But now that I've glued the corset together, you can't get it off. Anyway, I just cut off the excess, and I did another line of glue just to make sure that it was good and secure. And then I will cut off any little hangy pieces. Trying to protect my fingers here from burning. But yeah, I dropped my brush there. Lots of things fall on the floor, and then they roll up under. I have this bin underneath my desk with all my fabric in it. It rolls up underneath there. Anyway, the only thing that I'm really disappointed about is I forgot to add the Elm Street sign. So I am going to make a little purse that I'm going to add to the last video. That's going to be the Elm Street sign, and it'll be cool because it'll match her eye color, and I think it'll really pop. So I still have to do that, and that will be in the final video. And then I'll have to take some more pictures because I just forgot the sign, and she kind of needs it, you know. So anyway, this is close to the end. I just cut a slit in the dress, and at the bottom I'm just kind of making it jagged. I kind of got off screen there. Oh, I forgot, I also have to make her hand look burned as well, her other hand. And I do that in the next video. So you'll see the glove, you'll see the hand, the purse, and the final touches on the stand, and how I worked out my problem with making her stand up. I figured it out. So I had to extend the height of the stand, but it all worked out really good, and painted it and all that kind of good stuff. So I will see you next time, and it should be the final video. So part 4 will be final. Bye.